Let's talk about Central Asia, a region that, for many, is a blur of hard-to-pronounce names and vague borders. It's a place that often gets lost in the shuffle, wedged between the giants of Russia and China, and overshadowed by more familiar destinations. For most people, Central Asia is a blank spot on the map, a place you might have heard of but can't quite place. You see a headline about Kazakhstan, and your mind conjures a blank space somewhere between Russia and China. Maybe you remember Borat, or a vague story about oil, but the details are fuzzy at best. Even major news networks get it wrong, like when Kyrgyzstan was replaced by Kurdistan on a map in 2024. These aren't just small slip-ups. They're glaring mistakes that reveal how little attention is paid to this part of the world. It's the kind of error that makes you wonder if anyone's actually looking at the map. If the experts can't get it right, what hope do the rest of us have? Pop culture doesn't help either. Central Asia is often reduced to a punchline, a backdrop for jokes or stereotypes, rather than a real place with real people. Travel influencers confuse the Caspian Sea with the Aral Sea, turning real places into punchlines. Even well-meaning travelers sometimes get the basics wrong, mixing up countries, capitals, and cultures. These mistakes aren't just funny, they reveal a persistent fog of misunderstanding about a region home to millions and rich cultures. Central Asia is vibrant, diverse, and full of life, but it's often invisible to the outside world. Why does this happen? It's a mix of historical accidents, similar-sounding names, and a Western-centric worldview. Decades of being part of the Soviet Union didn't help, and the breakup left a patchwork of new nations that many still struggle to tell apart. The stan suffix, meaning land of in Persian, makes it easy to lump Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan into one stan land. But each of these countries has its own language, history, and identity. For many, it's a branding problem. 5 unique nations blurred into a single misunderstood blob. The world's mental map just can't seem to keep them straight. But knowing your stans is more important than ever. As global politics shift and new trade routes emerge, Central Asia is stepping into the spotlight. This region is no fantasy, it's a real dynamic crossroads. Its cities are growing, its markets are bustling, and its people are shaping the future in ways the world can't afford to ignore. So let's clear up the confusion. It's time to see Central Asia for what it truly is, a fascinating, complex, and vital part of our world. Because Central Asia is about to matter a lot more than you think, and the more you know, the more you'll realize just how much you've been missing. Time for a speed dating round. Let's get to know these countries fast. We're talking about the 5 Central Asian stans. Kazakhstan, the giant oil-rich economic powerhouse with a sci-fi capital and vast steppes. Uzbekistan, the Silk Road's heart, full of ancient cities, vibrant reforms, and bustling bazaars. Turkmenistan, desert, gas reserves, and the infamous Gates of Hell crater, plus a flair for eccentric leadership and mystery. Kyrgyzstan, the Switzerland of Central Asia, with stunning mountains and a lively semi-nomadic culture. Tajikistan, even more mountainous, poorest economically, but rich in culture and crucial for regional water resources. These aren't interchangeable, they're distinct, with their own stories, strengths, and unique identities. Forget the stereotypes. Meet the real Central Asia, a region full of surprises and vibrant life. Let's take a walk through the Hall of Shame for Central Asian mix-ups, a place where confusion reigns and stereotypes thrive. Remember Borat? The so-called Kazakhstan he introduced to the world was actually filmed in Romania, with actors speaking Hebrew and Polish. The result? A lasting, wildly inaccurate image that still shapes how millions see Central Asia today. Even major news outlets aren't immune. In 2024, a leading network aired a gold mining segment and labeled Kyrgyzstan as Kurdistan, 2 places thousands of kilometers apart, with completely different histories and cultures. That's not just a typo, it's a fundamental misunderstanding of geography, and it happens more often than you'd think. In 2025, financial news outlets mixed up gold production statistics between Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan, leaving investors and markets scratching their heads and making costly decisions based on bad information. These aren't harmless errors, they have real-world consequences, impacting economies, reputations, and people's lives. For Central Asians living or traveling abroad, the confusion is personal. They're bombarded with endless questions. Do you ride horses to work? Is your country really like Borat's? The stereotypes just won't quit. The world's habit of lumping the region together as the stands is lazy, outdated, and erases the unique identities of each country. These mistakes aren't just funny, they're frustrating, costly, and frankly, exhausting for those who have to deal with them. It's time to break the cycle and start seeing Central Asia for what it truly is. Central Asia is a region of incredible diversity, rich history, and growing importance on the world stage. It deserves to be recognized for its complexity and its people's achievements. Let's move past the punchlines and lazy jokes, and start giving Central Asia the respect and attention it deserves. It's time to get the facts right, and finally see Central Asia for what it really is. To understand the confusion, rewind to 1991. For decades, Central Asia was just a red chunk of the Soviet Union on the map. When the USSR collapsed, 5 new countries appeared overnight. The world scrambled to learn new flags, capitals, and leaders. But old habits stuck. Outsiders kept seeing the region as a single, mysterious block. The stands label became a lazy shorthand, erasing the region's diversity. The Soviet legacy left not just infrastructure but a mental fog that still clouds perceptions. Even now, many see Central Asia as Russia's backyard, ignoring its independent paths. The confusion of the 1990s hardened into stereotypes that persist today. Every map mistake echoes that chaotic moment when the world had to redraw its understanding. It's time to see Central Asia as it really is. Let's talk gold. Because in 2025, soaring prices put Central Asia in the spotlight. Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan are top global gold producers. When news outlets mix up their stats, it's not just embarrassing. It can move markets and cost millions. Investors, traders, and companies rely on accurate data. Confusing Kyrgyzstan with Kurdistan, or swapping Uzbekistan's output with Kazakhstan's, injects risk and chaos. Central Asia's resources go beyond gold. Turkmenistan's gas, Kazakhstan's oil, and more. As these countries integrate into the global economy, getting the details right is crucial. Lumping them together isn't just lazy, it's bad business. In today's economy, geographical literacy is a competitive edge. Too many are leaving that advantage on the table. The stakes are high, and the world can't afford to get it wrong. Central Asia is a key player, not a punchline. Time to pay attention. While outsiders mix up maps, Central Asia is building a new reality. Young entrepreneurs are creating a modern Silk Road of code, capital, and ideas. Take Screenix AI, founded in Tashkent by Tajik nationals. It's a symbol of regional synergy. This isn't rivalry, it's collaboration. Startups are crossing borders, leveraging each country's strengths. Kazakhstan's finance, Uzbekistan's talent, Kyrgyzstan's tech scene, all fueling a regional boom. This new identity is about innovation, not just a shared Soviet past. Outsiders may struggle to keep up, but locals are redefining what it means to be Central Asian. The region is dynamic, interconnected, and ambitious. To engage with it, the world needs to see beyond the old labels. Central Asia is shaping its own future. So, why does any of this matter? Why should we care about a region that, for so long, has been overlooked or misunderstood by much of the world? The answer is simple. Central Asia is stepping into the global spotlight, and its influence is growing fast. Central Asia is no longer a remote backwater. It's a geopolitical and economic crossroads. Its cities are thriving, its highways connect continents, and its decisions ripple far beyond its borders. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO, is the world's largest regional bloc, with Central Asia at its core. This alliance is shaping the future of Eurasia, and its reach extends to billions of people. With members like China, Russia, and now Iran, the SCO controls vast resources and shapes global policy. These countries are not just neighbors, they are partners in energy, security, and trade, working together to influence the world stage. Central Asia is where major issues, security, trade, energy, are debated and decided. The region is a hub for new infrastructure, ambitious economic projects, and critical diplomatic negotiations. The region's countries are skillfully balancing ties with Russia, China, and the West. They're navigating a complex web of alliances, making choices that will shape their futures and the world's. The unipolar world is over. We're in a multipolar era, and Central Asia is a key arena. It's a place where old empires meet new ambitions, and where global power is being redefined. From gold rushes to tech booms to climate challenges, what happens here has global impact. Central Asia's resources, innovations, and environmental struggles affect us all, whether we realize it or not. It's time to retire the stereotypes and pay attention. Central Asia is home to vibrant cultures, young innovators, and people shaping their own destinies. You can't understand the world with a blank spot in the middle. To grasp today's global shifts, you need to know what's happening here. Central Asia is no longer lost on the map. It's a region of opportunity, challenge, and transformation. It's at the center of the story. The world is watching, and what happens here will help define the next chapter of our shared future. And it's time the world caught up. Central Asia's moment is now, don't miss it.